I used to think there was just fat and skinny. Apparently there's a lot of things that can be wrong on your body.
My hairline is so weird.
My pores are huge.
My nail beds suck.
Girls get these messages about what girl world is clearly from the culture, right? I mean, of course they're, reading magazines and watching TV, and yes, there are images about girls that are really a problem, absolutely. But what I think the missing piece is that girls take that information, those messages, and they take those rules, and they are the enforcers on a day-to-day basis. And what girls do is that sometimes they don't know exactly what the rules are, right? I mean, in the movie, there's scenes where you'll see girls say, well, these are the rules, right? You cannot wear this on Friday, and you can't this on Monday.
And you can only wear your hair in a ponytail once a week. So I guess you pick today.
But for the most part, girls don't really know what the rules are until they break them. And when they break them, they are very clear about what those rules are.
Why would Regina refer to herself as a fugly slut?
From that, I really decided to go to the root causes of why girls were getting themselves vulnerable to really scary situations. Why? Why was it so important to have a boyfriend, no matter how he treated you? Why was it so important to put up with your friends, no matter how badly they treated you? Was there a connection between the two? Why is it so important? Why do girls do this thing where they pretend that they're really fat, or they're really stupid, or they're not good at things when they know that they are?
Damn, Africa, what happened? How'd you do?
Not so good. I think I need a tutor.
Why do girls on sort of the opposite end sort of front that they've got it all together and they've got their game on, but in fact, they really don't think that at all? What is that about? So I started an organization that would really address all of those issues and why it would make girls vulnerable to violence, actually. And I also did it for boys as well. And so that has metamorphosized. It's become the Empower program, an organization I started in 1994. And it teaches thousands and thousands of boys and girls between the ages of 10 and 18. And it shows them what the root causes of violence are. And it's not the person coming out of the bushes. It's the stuff that you see and that kids see every single day at school. And it starts with somebody pushing somebody down or into a trash can every day at school. And it also starts with horrible emails that get circulated about, you don't talk to her because she is a slut, or she's this, or she's that, or we've decided that she is no longer worthy of being treated as a human being.
Did you write this? No, I swear.
Then you told somebody.
She told.
You little bitch.
Those are the seeds of not treating people equally, and those are the seeds of getting to a place where you feel that other people are not equal to you, and so you can treat them however you want. And that's how violence really occurs.
Janice Ian Dyke. Who is that? I think that's that kid Damien.
Yeah, he's almost too gay to function.
That's funny. Put that in there.
I think lots of times girls feel really alone, like, oh, I am the biggest loser that's ever, ever walked the face of the earth. And, there's all these girls who have very similar experiences. So it's important to me that I think what they're going through is really important.
Hey, how's your first day?
When I first started getting phone calls when the book was first published, I started getting phone calls from actually several people about maybe buying my life rights or buying the rights for a movie. And some of the phone calls, I thought I was in a movie. I would get these phone calls like, Rosalind, we are going to do great things. It's going to be, and I'm like, who are you? I do not know who you are. And frankly, you are freaking me out, and I need to say goodbye. I was just like, no. Then I got a phone call from Tina Fey, and she said, I think what you do is really interesting. And I said, okay, this is a woman I can deal with. I wrote Queen Bees and Wannabes because I've been working with boys and girls for years. And I would do these parent coffees, orientations that parents go to, 2 people come, but, or they used to come, now more people come. I would go to these parent coffees and orientations. And at the end of these programs, parents would come up to me and say, just like their kids do. Like a girl will come up to me after class all the time, or an assembly or a presentation, and say, Rosalind, can I talk to you for a second? And they want to tell me about some really, difficult problem that they're dealing with. And after I was doing these parent orientations, the parents would come up to me and say exactly the same thing. Rosalind, can I talk to you for a second? And then they would tell me about how helpless they felt and how they totally didn't get the world of their daughter. And I wanted to just write everything I possibly could for those parents. And so I said, this is everything I think that you should know about what the world looks like to your daughter. It's very easy for adults to forget what it was like to, when they were in 6th grade and 7th grade and 8th grade, or their teen years, and for them to, look at it sort of in a superficial way. Oh, it's a rite of passage, it's no big deal. People treating you like dirt every day, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it, you'll get through it, you'll be fine, no problem. You won't even remember. Well, the problem is that it actually is a big deal because it teaches you really important things, which sometimes are not, which often can be really not good.
What does that smell?
Oh, Regina gave me some perfume.
You smell like a baby prostitute.
Thanks.
The more you care about how the society values women, like what you have to have high social status, the more you care about having high social status, or, because it's easy to say, oh, I don't care about high social status. I mean, even the most popular girls say, I don't care about high social status. I mean, lots of people say that, but that's actually not true. You want to belong, and the society tells you, here's what you have to be as a girl, which is pretty, maybe athletic with the right body, the right style. You have to, maybe the right groups, the right music for what your community deems as having high social status and being cool. Well, the more you think that having that stuff is connected to who you are, then the more you're going to sacrifice who you are in the process. There's nothing wrong with wanting to belong. It's only when those people treat other people badly that you get yourself into trouble.
You have really good eyebrows.
Thanks.
Move. Everybody's in a group. It's how you feel comfortable. It's how you feel good about yourself in lots of ways. It's just that sometimes it comes at such a cost of who you are. And also that you, by wanting to be in the group, will put up with that group treating other people badly. So, but in and of itself, it's not a bad thing.
I really want to lose 3 pounds.
Oh my God, what are you talking about?
You're so skinny.
Shut up. One of the things that I think the movie does really well is talk about, and it really shows well, is how the girls within the group treat each other badly. That's a very complicated thing, and nobody sees it because in the group all looks, the way they do, which is girls always tell me that girls who are in sort of the higher social status groups begin to act the same, look the same, dress the same, just as we see in the movie. And some of that is true. They start to conform, like I talked about before, they start to conform to each other, and they start to look the same, act the same, laugh the same, all that kind of stuff. So to the outside world, it looks like they all are the best of friends, but in that group are very rigid hierarchies.
That is so fetch.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Now, if you're in that group, a lot of times girls on the, they won't admit that. That's really hard to say because it's seen as being disloyal. But what I know from working with girls for a long time is that oftentimes girls who are the closest of friends don't feel comfortable actually really, really being truthful to their friends, meaning that your friends know everything about you and they know what you're most sensitive about. And what I know for the most part about girls, working with girls and just with people, is that the people who know you best know exactly what to say that will hurt the most.
Hello? If someone said something bad about you, you'd want me to tell you, right?
No.
What if it was someone you thought was your friend?
I want the movie to get girls talking about these issues. I want them to realize what the costs are. I think one of the best actual scenes for me in the movie is at the very end when they're sitting and then you see Regina walk by and just their whole body language is totally more relaxed. It's not like, oh, we live in this perfect world. It's not like, it's just people just sort of chill. And I want girls to be able to see that if they do that, if they relax, that it's just a lot easier. You can breathe. You can take the risks that you should, meaning you can be on the math team. You can do things that, people think are not cool. And so you take the risks that you want to take, and you don't take the risks that you shouldn't, meaning you're so focused on sacrificing what you want for other people, then you're going to do things like you're going to drink more, you're going to do more drugs, you're going to, you'll do drugs in the first place, you'll, drink and drive. You'll be much more likely to do things like that because it's so much harder to stand your ground. And so you take the risks that you shouldn't. And you lose, again, like you just lose yourself in the process. So I would really love girls to be able to see that the cost is high. For belonging, the cost is very high. And are they willing to take that price? Are they willing to pay that price? That's a very high price. The price is about as high as you can get, which is you.
Aaron, wait, just... Okay, call me.
The most important thing for me in talking to girls and teaching girls is that they understand what the culture is telling them about what the rules are to be a girl, so that basically the culture doesn't take advantage of them. Because what I think is that if girls aren't educated about how the society is telling them, how the culture is telling them, this is what you gotta be to be a girl, and by the way, this is what you cannot be. But the more that that happens, the more that you don't get to make decisions for yourself. And what I want is for girls making decisions for themselves.